building on our rich history in the community, celebrating the people and events that make this the great place we call home. Wave presents Wave Country with Dawn G.
And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Wave Country. I'm Myra Ansari in for Dawn today. Well, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means. Cindy Sullivan is here to answer all of your gardening questions. But first, we have the Flavor Queen here, Janine Washley. That is quite the title to have, the Flavor Queen.
It is. And that title was given to me when I was on the Food Network's Bakers vs. Bakers. Zach Young, a pastry chef and judge on that network, called me the Flavor Queen because I packed so much flavor into my baked goods.
Well, today you're using a lot of flavor that comes from the Girl Scout cookies, and I have to say that I was a Girl Scout when I was young.
I was too.
So it's always, well, good, because it's always so great to see the young girls out there doing the hard work that they are doing, and right now you probably see them all around town selling their cookies.
And even at my restaurant, I've let them set up in the back on the porch.
That's great.
And so, you know, it's a captive audience. As they go in for, you know, food in the restaurant, they buy cookies.
That is a fantastic idea.
Yes.
Well, you know, you can enjoy your Girl Scout cookies straight out of the box, which is
of course
the way that so many of us do. But you can actually get really creative with them too, and that's what you're doing today.
Yes, yes. Now, of course, you can use them in desserts like this trefoils tiramisu that I made here, and it's really pretty, but I just wanted to challenge us to think about using them in different ways.
Okay.
So I was trying the Lemon Ups cookies. Oh my goodness, they are so delicious. They've got natural lemon flavor, and I thought, what if I crushed them and turned them into a breading for chicken tenders?
That's interesting.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So wait, I can't wait to show you how to do this.
So you're doing a little demo for us.
Yes.
Okay.
So for a pound of chicken tenders, I'm putting Worcestershire sauce and an egg together.
Okay.
And then we would just whisk that together.
Okay.
And then I would put my pound of chicken tenders in there and let that marinate for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, then I have time to crush the cookies, which I've already done. And
so your cookie is your crust, basically.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
Now, usually when you think about you know, creating a crust, you do the flour and then you do your flour, wet, and then your crumbs.
Okay.
And this time we can eliminate the flour, and it's going to be a lighter breading because it's springtime.
Okay.
So we would just, you know, we would beat that egg up, and it would stay in there. And that egg, the protein in the egg is going to cling to the chicken.
Sure.
And then we would be able to do this. Now, I've baked them, and I've also used the air fryer, and both are successful. So
Love
just really,
the air fryer.
Oh yes, it only takes 12 minutes in an air fryer.
Okay.
It takes about 20 minutes in the oven.
Now, Janine, people are thinking cookie crumbles for crust. Is it going to be too sweet?
No, that's a really good question. What I've done is I've put garlic powder and onion powder because you do have to balance that sweet.
Okay.
Also, you use a little bit of salt. Salt breaks down the molecules in the crumbs. So when it's baking, the garlic and the lemon and the salt, all of that comes together with the chicken juices, and then it creates this beautiful flavor in your mouth.
Interesting.
Now the sauce over here that's bubbling away, that is chicken broth, lemon juice. It is, again, we're repeating the whole garlic and onion powder thing.
How much do folks need to use for, you said you had how much chicken, a pound of chicken?
It's a pound of chicken. It's 1 cup of broth. It's 1 lemon, the juice of 1 lemon, so about 3 tablespoons.
Okay.
And then it's a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, granulated garlic, and salt. And the reason that we use the powdered forms of the onion and the garlic is, you know how sometimes you taste onion or garlic maybe hours after you eat it?
Yes.
That's because it was fresh.
Okay.
If you use the dried form, the granulated form, you taste it when you eat it, and that's it.
Okay.
So that's the reason for using that.
So your onion garlicky breath will not linger.
Exactly, exactly. So then I add a 1/4 cup of the cookie crumbles to this mix as well.
Okay.
And what happens then is they break down and create this beautiful body in this sauce.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a little thicker consistency.
Exactly. So it reduces, it certainly does, but it adds the lemon flavor, and it also creates, it takes the place of cornstarch.
So I like when I have any type of like breaded chicken that I've made in the air fryer oven to have a sauce that kind of accompanies with it. And
yes.
This is the perfect sauce to go with
It's so light and wonderful. And then I accent that with a little bit of Italian parsley. It has more flavor. I love to grow Italian parsley in my garden, but it's a little bit too early for that.
Yeah.
So that's how I do that. And then we just turn that off.
That's
and I've
pretty
actually
creative.
got some chicken over here.
Oh, oven mitt.
Yep, I'll just grab this.
Don't burn your hand. That would not be good.
That would not be good. No. So then you end up with this.
That's beautiful.
And it gets a beautiful golden crust. And then we'll take this and we'll get a pretty platter.
Okay.
And what I like to do, I'm a sauce person. I like a little chicken with my sauce.
I always make extra. Whenever a recipe calls for sauce, I always double it because I love sauce.
I'm that way too.
Yeah.
So I would personally put sauce on the bottom of this.
Okay.
And then put my chicken on top of this. And then I would pour additional sauce. I would drizzle additional sauce on that. And that way, everybody, you get sauce from top to bottom.
This would be great with a side of pasta.
Oh,
you
yes.
You could do it on a salad, right?
Yes.
The sauce can serve as...
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
I think a salad would be amazing with this. Also, think about grains. A grain-based salad would be awesome.
Like some quinoa?
Yes, or farro would be amazing with this. So this is a great entree with a delicious entree-style salad, a lentil salad perhaps. You could do a cauliflower or a broccoli salad with like a lemony dressing, and then you've got that whole lemon flavor just tied in there.
I love that.
Because lemon to me is just one of those beautiful flavors of spring.
Absolutely.
So after we have our entree, we might want to enjoy
a little
drink.
Yes.
A little
Before we move on,
Yes.
tell us again how many...
It's one pack.
One pack.
One pack of lemon ups.
Okay, so the whole two
The
sleeves,
entire
box.
Yes, the entire
package.
the entire package.
Okay.
And then we would reserve 1/4 cup of those for our sauce. And then that acts as a flavor agent and also as a thickener.
Got it.
And then it's infused with a little bit of fresh lemon juice so that we get that little acidic punch. Because when you taste these tenders, you're going to have a lemon flavor, but it's going to be like a buttery lemon flavor. So you just want that acidity.
Yeah,
and the acidity comes in the sauce.
Okay, so let's get to our drink because that's
All right.
good too.
This is so easy. I have so many people say to me, Janine, can you please come up with a mint julep that I would want to drink?
Exactly, because a lot of people, we know it's tradition to have a mint julep, but most people will tell you they don't really like it.
Exactly. And I was just trying to, think in a creative way, and I love to infuse vodka, so I thought, what if I infused bourbon? Would that even work? And it does. It works beautifully.
Okay.
If you'll notice over here, the bourbon is that beautiful reddish brown color.
Okay, in the mason jar.
In the mason jar, it's that chocolatey color. So it has actually through osmosis. So I took that jar, I added 12 thin mints to it, poured over 4 cups of I poured over, as you can see, my bottle's a little bit empty. I poured over 4 cups of bourbon and let it infuse for about 36 hours. And then it turns this beautiful chocolate color. And so, and you can just smell, the thin mints in it. You can just smell the mint and the chocolate in it. So that is through osmosis. So the process is infusion, but we get there through osmosis. So the bourbon breaks down the cookie. It extracts the mint flavor, the chocolate flavor, and then that comes back into the rest of the bourbon.
You're a bit of a chemist, too, when it comes to this.
I love kitchen science. I really do. Now, everybody wants to know, well, what do the cookies look like? Well, they look like this. And you think, ew. Well, and if you smell those, they smell like bourbony, just chocolate and thin mints. Now, what you would do with this is a couple scoops of ice cream in your blender, add some of this, and then you get a boozy milkshake. So you've got a thin mint and bourbon milkshake going on. So don't throw these away. This is a twofer for sure.
That is good.
So then I got my fancy mint julep cup and I polished it up and I thought, well, this is really fancy. Isn't it funny that my jelly jar is about the same size? So I've only been to the Derby once, and I usually throw an at-home party. And I thought, how much fun would it be to do mint juleps in a jelly jar? So I'm going to pack this really quickly with ice. And I'll do this one so you can see how beautiful the color is. Now, if someone were to taste this and say, ooh, I'd like for it to be a little bit sweeter, you can buy simple syrup.
Or you can make it. It's very easy.
It's easy. It's a
Yes.
1-to-1 ratio, granulated sugar to water. And then you want to bring it to a boil just so that all of the sugar crystals or granulated sugar melts down.
Sure.
And you'll be fine. And then, I mean, you can just see the color. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Cut that a little bit full, and you can garnish it with a thin mint.
Thin mint and a little bit of mint.
A little mint. Oh, right there. And then, of course, you know, we can do the traditional way. And it just smells so good. It's got that beautiful mint and chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
And it's just a play on.
Way to be creative if you're throwing a derby party, and also support the Girl Scouts.
Yes.
With their delicious cookies. Janine, these were great recipes, and we didn't even get to your dessert, but that looks amazing. I have to take a bite before we leave. But where can folks find these recipes and all the great work that you do?
Well, I own Kay's Cafe in Clarkson, Kentucky, so you can come down and visit me. We're actually doing Girl Scout desserts based on the cookies at the restaurant.
Okay.
You know, every weekend we have a special dessert. Like we just recently had banana pudding made with Girl Scout cookies. That was delicious.
Banana pudding's my favorite.
Oh my goodness! The cookies work well. Trefoils work well in that. And then the recipes, I understand, are on your all's site.
Okay.
Or you can email me or call me at the restaurant, and I'll be happy to walk you through the restaurant. The recipes.
Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back with Cindy Sullivan answering your gardening questions.